Man plant the seed. Okay? So,
if you want, man, I remember I used to go out with I used to take an ugly chick out with me on purpose. Just to get other chicks.
A lot of these women choose men who are weaker or choose men who are fuckboys and then complain about the very same
attributes. Alpha male and all this dominant shit.
Saying you into doing something, you gotta be careful about that type of shit. Jay, what you writing over there? You trying to steal another idea? He's stealing another idea. Tell the truth, ain't you?
Nah, I just came up with an idea.
It has nothing to do with that.
Yo. What's good, everybody? What's good? This your boy JTL, aka Out from the Norm, back with another one. Appreciate people that are here. I see I'm not the only night owl around here, so I appreciate y'all for coming through. Shout out the GQ says I was never here. I appreciate you for being here, even though you're not here. So I got a real interesting show for y'all. I saw another video tonight, and I was thinking, damn, I definitely, when I get some free time, I need to do a video on this, right? And it's because these people here, man, they on some other ish. They really on some other ish, because I'm sure y'all might have been seeing, what up, Grace? How you doing? If y'all been seeing, they're talking about lately, they're going to sue bloggers, right, for spreading misinformation. So shout out to Moxie Approve, Fairhughes, but I want to help push this video and let people see what's going on. So, you know, y'all go check them out over there, Moxie Approve. But we got videos coming out saying that Megan Thee Stallion's team is going to sue all these lying bloggers like Milagro Grams, DJ Academics, Lawyers for Workers, which is Mo Gagnet, talking about they gonna sue them because they spreading misinformation. But if you notice, a lot of these news outlets were not spreading the real information. They was only taking certain information and putting it out there. But then this bothers me and hurts me this point in time, because I owe some people an apology. So I want to apologize to the people who called out Myson Gibson and Tamika Mallory years ago. I want to apologize to all y'all. If y'all hear this video, I apologize. Y'all was right. I was wrong, because I was giving respect for doing the King Stop Killing Kings march in New York, all the stuff they was doing for black people. But then all these things came out like they was wrong for this. They was wrong for the Tamir Rice situation. They was wrong. And I think it might have been Trayvon Martin, God rest their souls. I kept hearing this, but I put it to the side because I believed in these brothers and sisters. But then I started seeing other things, and this is the main one that bothered me, is this show right here. What they saying. GQ says it's just a matter of time before you blow up, brother. I appreciate that. So here it says, Myson, Tamika, Mallory rips DJ academics and bloggers for pushing wrong info on Tory Lane's case. This is crazy, y'all. Like, this is some bullshit, man. It's some straight up bullshit. But shit, forget it. Let's get into it, because I'm gonna pull up some other stuff since they lying. Everybody was lying.
With y'all, welcome back to Moxie Approved. Man, a firestorm hit online once Tory Lane's verdict came out. They found him guilty on all three charges, mainly for shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. Now, I thought it was a lot of mistakes in this case, you know, because I followed it here and there. But as you know, I had more important things to attend to. But from what I saw, it seemed like there's a lot of mistakes on this case. So I want to play this video from Myson, who went live with Tamika Mallory, because their opinion seems to be much different than the other opinions that I've saw. But before we get to this clip, please do me a favor and hit that like button. Make sure you got your notification bell turned all the way up to all, and apply pressure to that subscribe button. Apply pressure to that subscribe button. Run the tape.
Up shit. They was making it seem like, oh yeah, it was cut and shut. They was giving you one piece of the information. You were not. They gave you was actual facts. They was giving you, oh, come on, this what happened, this what didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you know, they try to tell Tory he did this, or they try to say Tory did this, or Tory didn't do this. This is what they kept on trying to tell y'all. Oh, Tory, oh, they said it's gunpowder on this person's hand. They said there's no DNA. So there's no DNA, then you listening to all of this bullshit.
Now, with the gunpowder that was residue that was on both their hands, people were just saying it makes sense to look into Kelsey too. That's the main thing people were saying. They weren't just acting like Tory didn't do anything at all, but they were saying it's something worth looking into on both situations. That's it.
You're listening to all of the information, and you keep listening to the information and his lies, and you going and saying, well, he's a lawyer, but you're not getting none of the information, right? I was listening to the trial, and I'm like, damn, so let me go. I'm going getting real information. Literally, I'm telling you, listen, Milagro, whatever her name is, the lawyer guy, and DJ Academics was giving y'all false information the whole time. The whole time, bro. This was all of that shit that they was feeding y'all was cap. It was cap. They was telling you, no DNA, you gotta quit. Right? He said that she shot. You didn't hear the testimony. You never heard any of the real testimony.
Okay, so this where this nigga capping at, because also DJ Academics talked about it was a fight between Meg and Kelsey. Come to find out that was true. He didn't lie about that. He got that information early. Come to find out that was true. They say that Kylie kicked them out of the house. That was testified too by EJ and by Kelsey. That came out too. Academics was one of the main people that was talking about this. Now I didn't see Mo Gagnet and Milagro Grams talking about this until the case came out. That's when I found out who they were. But this is what Academics talked about. That came to be true. Can it be true? Tory was flirting with Kelsey. Meg got jealous. That came to be true. I mean, come on. Like, you talking about we didn't see the testimony, but they was telling everything that was being talked about when they wasn't doing that in the news. You can't just regularly turn on the news and find out what was being said. So if they were lying, when the transcripts come out from the court case, we'll see who was lying. We'll see if Milagro was lying or Mo Gagnet was lying. When the transcripts finally get released, we can go back to those days and see if they're lying about who was on the stand. Because I was seeing the reports and stuff. They showed who was on the stand. Were they lying about Megan taking a stand? Were they lying about Kelsey taking a stand? The DNA forensics? Every day that they talked about, those people actually took the stand. I mean, come on. GQ said Tory was bucking them both. Yeah, you already know it. He said that, then they shut him up. Especially when they was talking about something, oh, he lying about He actually apologized for popping both of them or trying to pop Meg. All he said was, "It's amazing how you spun it. I'm in trouble for having good dick and hitting 2 chicks." Come on, man. Let's keep it G.
You didn't hear that even when you didn't. Nobody told y'all that when Kelsey went there, she tried to recant her statement that she said that he paid for her lawyer. Nobody told you that that half the shit she's saying they knew she was lying. Right? Nobody told you that they played her original statement that she made 2 months prior for 80 minutes. That verbatim told a whole story, the same exact story that Meg told.
He a liar there too, because Milagro talked about that. DJ Academics talked about that. And Mo Gagnet talked about that. And Eddie Byron talked about that. He talked about them using the 80-minute tape from the prosecutor's investigation. And I seen Myron from Fresh and Fit, who was a former FBI agent, that said normally that's not how it's supposed to work. They're supposed to talk to them after the lead detective has done his investigation. So they lying. Myson is fucking lying. They did talk about that. Like, is you watching that? We got Red Illusion in the building. Said that you damn right. They didn't tell you that. That's a lie. They all spoke about that.
Nobody gave you that information. Nobody was telling you that. You just thought, oh, Kelsey did it, right? Kelsey said, only person that said Kelsey did it was nobody. They had nobody to corroborate that story. They didn't tell you that the one witness that they said saw a flash come from her hand actually said that she shot inside the car. He didn't say he.
Now think about that. When we first heard this story of Meg the liar, and somebody called her Mega Man, and that was a good one, Mega Man. When Mega Man first talked about it, she never said nothing about fighting Kelsey. That came out later. She never said nothing about Kelsey having possession of the firearm either. You see how he's trying to say they didn't say that? You a damn lie. They did say that. Everybody that they're calling, he named right now that he's calling a liar, Academics, Milagro, and Mo, the lawyer, they all said that. They talked about Sean Kelly's testimony. She shot in the car. That's when Megan was in the car kicking and they was fighting. She went and got the scrap, jumped in, came back around, and shot in the car where Megan was at. That's what Sean Kelly testifies. She didn't get out the car crawling until after that situation happened. They did talk about that. So hold on, I'm gonna let him say a little bit more. But we already know, everybody that's watching, especially when you watch this channel, y'all already know we keep it G over here. We talk about that. GQ said, and was about to buck the Kyle. That's that's a W. Mega Man the Stallion. Mega Man the Stallion, I'm telling you, from them Nintendo days. Mega Man. But let's keep going with these lies.
He saw a gun. He said, I saw a flash. But he heard 4 or 5 shots come from Tory. You think that's reason? There's no reasonable doubt in that. There's no, you took because they said you got caught up in the pool and what happened and why they were arguing what the literal sense of what happened. You didn't realize that everybody who was in that courtroom that watched Kelsey give her testimony knew that she took the bag. There was no doubt. I don't know who told you anything, but there was no doubt. They didn't tell you that she said, yeah, he bribed me, but I didn't pay attention to that. He said he was gonna pay me, but I didn't pay attention. Oh yeah.
No, actually, this is why we can't wait till the transcripts come out. You know I'm gonna do a video on that. Actually, when they read back what she said, it was she don't recall that. She don't recall what he was saying for it and him taking money from him. Like, come on. And then, he saw what he thought was a flash from a gun, what he heard. So Kelsey shot in the car. He said Tory was shooting out wild in the air. Tory's ex-girlfriend, Millie, came online, was like, she pissed about it. Like, this is Tory Lanez to y'all but it's Daystar to me. He took the scrap from her and unloaded it in the air instead of taking the clip out. That's what was said. That was said, and he's trying not to really go over that. Like, she shot in the car where Megan was at. Why would she grab the scrap in the first place? You ain't talking about that. You ain't talking about that. I wonder who hired him. Baby Rock Nation?
Yeah, who paid for your lawyer? I think him, I don't know. You can get in this in real time. And if you was and you blocked it out of your mind, that's not nobody else's fault. Recorded him calling from jail, apologizing to Kelsey. She got a text message of him apologizing to Meg. Like nobody told you these things. I don't know why nobody was giving you this real. These were things that could be proven.
No, we all knew about that. It all came out. But the only thing you're doing is leading to speculation. You're trying to coerce people to believe it was because of the shooting that he popped Meg. No. You're speculating. He just said he's sorry for everything that happened. He never said anything about him popping nobody. Why would he apologize to Kelsey for popping Meg? Y'all speculated. And that's what he said in that tweet, which got him a gag order, which was good for him to not keep saying that much. Because people are like, oh, he should say this and said it. If you've never been in or seen face-to-face a criminal case, you don't run your mouth. Bill Cosby didn't do it. He didn't run his mouth. And it's been going on for years. So people know when you're in these situations, you got money, you've been having money for a good little while, you don't run your mouth. So Megan run her mouth. She tried to go to the court of public opinion. That's all they did to win this case. That's it.
No, she said, no, I got it on. She said, is he paying?
What up, Marcus?
She said, I don't know, maybe. That's what she said.
I guess that was good enough.
Nobody was giving you these facts.
Lies.
Nobody told you that he had nobody to corroborate any story of anything else that happened. Y'all was listening to bloggers who was biased and was trying to make you believe something that actually wasn't going on. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Y'all was listening to shit that didn't make sense.
That's crazy, man. That's so crazy. Everything he's talking about, we heard all these testimonies. We heard all the investigations, the reports. We already knew about all this. And now you got this dude coming over. You know what's so crazy? I never thought I would see today, especially a few years ago, that I would be taking the side that DJ Academics resides on versus Myson, which is the truth. I never thought I would see today because I couldn't stand DJ Academics. Come to find out, he's a little more thorough than we thought. He's just reporting shit. He might give his opinion on it, but he's reporting it and showing you receipts. Come on.
That's what I want you to understand. No, it don't matter about me being biased. Me being biased don't matter no more. The case is over.
You heard that? It don't matter about him being biased. Somebody asked him, it's okay for y'all to be biased. Now, I'm biased when it comes to the truth. I love all my peoples, but if you do something wrong, God forbid, and it shows it in facts, then hopefully I can talk to you about doing what's right. But it's okay for y'all to be biased. Come on, man. Be for real. Rock Nation.
Talking about it never made sense. None of the shit they was telling you ever made sense. None of it. You pleaded the fifth because you took the check. She pled the fifth because she took the check to plead the fifth. Everybody know that.
Oh, you got to think about that real quick, y'all. She took the check to mess up the case. Really? But then she was being very vague about who popped her. And then when they get to that question, that's when she'll plead the fifth. Come on, y'all. That's fishy. That's fishy. Here go the other sellout.
So first of all, I was there in the courtroom because I keep seeing people say you don't know what, you weren't there. So I was there, to be clear. And number one, it didn't say that there was no DNA.
She was there for 1 day.
They said the DNA was inconclusive. So we have to be very careful when we're repeating what took place, because they said the DNA was inconclusive. That means that if the DNA is inconclusive, they can't determine 100% whether it is yay or nay. That means they didn't determine 100. Y'all's theory, some of y'all, is that Kelsey shot the gun. So why didn't they get her DNA conclusively? They didn't. So that means that if your position is that Kelsey shot the gun, then her DNA should have been conclusive on the gun. The fact that her DNA is not, nor is his, that means that somebody wiped the gun and they smudged it in.
All we're saying is for us that actually pay attention to facts instead of a check being cut or being biased, if both of their DNA was on it, actually I think his DNA wasn't really, and so it means most likely he shot less than she did, because the female's DNA was on there more than Tory's was. Just something to think about.
Enough that they smudged it enough that you couldn't tell one way or the other. The bottom line is that the defense's witness, which is this guy, right, who tells the story, the Sean Kelly guy. Just to be clear, the Sean Kelly says that he saw one flash go off in the car that he believed was a gunshot, but he never saw a gun. He said he saw one flash go off in the car that he believes was a gunshot, but he did not see a gun. He said he saw a man, though, with a gun shooting all over the place. And to your point,
see how she just flipped that and lied? She said he never saw the gun, but he saw a gun in Tory's hand. Now, how you go from he never saw a gun when the girl had it, but he saw the gun when Tory had it? You a lying motherfucker. You lying. The man said in the report, because the defense checked him on it, he said he saw the girl with the closest to the girl. Possibly she's the one that shot in the vehicle. And when Tory got the weapon, he shot in the air. Megan was in the car when it happened. She might have been like inside the door, like standing outside, but inside the doorway of the car, or technically like in the passenger seat when this happened. But that's where the shot went that Kelsey popped off, and it was possibly 2 or 3. So Tory shoots in the air to unload the clip instead of taking the magazine out, which they said it had a female's fingerprints on the magazine clip. So who was that female that loaded it?
And to your point, my son, when you talk about the way that these people lie, the reporter, the guy who's the lawyer, whatever guy, and by the way, let me just tell this quick story, and then I'm gonna get out your live so you can keep on talking, right? And that's not true that she never got tested. So again, folks, y'all need to stop listening to people who are on here. Just stop listening to people who are on the internet, right? My thing is, my son says he doesn't believe there was a fight. I think there could have possibly been a fight. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Now, you see, when she said it was possibly a fight, my son doesn't believe there was one. She believed it possibly was one, but it doesn't matter. It does matter when they're trying to prove a motive of who would have the real motive to actually pop Meg. So if they had a fight because she was sleeping around with dudes behind her homegirl back, why wouldn't she be the one? You betrayed her. And we know how women get when you betray them. Either they're going to cry, get away from you, or want to fight. I think that night Kelsey chose violence. And I think that's what Tory was apologizing for, because he shouldn't have opened his mouth. But he really shouldn't have left out the party. But Megan probably came in huffing and puffing like a horse and was about to start some shit, so he just left to get her up out of there. But she should have left with EJ instead of coming back. Even when she was in the car with the driver, she should have left. But to sit here and say the fight doesn't matter, it does matter. Who has the most motive? Tory Lanez, because Megan said his music sucked and he was flirting with Kylie? Really? Y'all think this man that much of a loose cannon? He gonna pop a girl because of that? He had prior issues with getting into a situation with guys, but we ever heard him popping one of them? No. We don't hear about him beating up on females, but you mean to say the first time he get into an altercation with a woman, he pops her? But it don't matter, huh?
Because at the end of the day, somebody pulled out a gun, and we now know that the gun, in fact, when I was on I didn't know much about the Milagro girl, but people have told me over and over. So now I know she's a blogger who has been reporting on this situation. She told me that the gun was registered because I was saying it wasn't registered, which now I have found out that the gun was not registered. But she said it was registered. We had a whole thing, and I was saying, oh, I apologize because I stated the wrong thing. But the gun actually was his gun. We know that. His lawyer never tried to say.
No, we still don't know if it was his gun or not. Just because he took the charge for the gun does not mean it was his weapon. And if y'all seen the show last night, I showed the weapon. It was a little highlighted green. What it was, CP2 or something like that. It looked like a 380. It's like a baby 9. Lime green. But he took the charge. If it wasn't registered, how we know it was his? He never said whether it was or wasn't. So that's still to be debated. But she was wrong. It was unregistered. That came out. It was unregistered. But that's what I always heard. It was unregistered. So I don't know where she got registered from. I never heard the video, so I'm not going to agree with Tamika because her and Myson doing a lot of damn lying right now. I thought Myson had on a chin strap, man, or a mask, man. The beard don't even look real.
That he didn't have a gun in the car or any of that. So we all know that whether or not they was all fighting, it could have been 20 people fighting. Somebody shot. And the man Mr. Kelly, who gives his testimony, says he saw something in the car that go into the car. Megan is outside the car. So even if she shot once into the car, if we want to go with that theory, it still is not the shot that would have hit the person outside the vehicle.
See how she negated everything she just said? She tried to omit it. She ain't here telling a bold-faced lie. She's saying that she shot in the car. Tory took the weapon and shot in the air. But we gonna blame. I want y'all to seriously think about this, right? So you mean to tell me Kelsey shot down, Tory shot up, Megan got shot in the foot? Explain to me how somebody shooting in the air, you get shot in the foot, versus the person who shot down to the ground. What? My son from the streets. He know better than this. Tamika Mallory from around the way, she know better than this. Y'all playing favorites. Y'all being biased. If you want to take a side, that's fine. But don't negate the facts. Don't try to omit that and then come out and tell bold-faced lies. You lying. And you trying to coerce people to believe whatever, and y'all are hyped about it. Why y'all ain't showing the same receipts that DJ Academic showed? So if at least he was showing the police reports, he was showing other people's testimony and statements. He was showing stuff. Y'all just talking. I'm going to not say believe, but I'm going to look more towards the person that's actually showing receipts than somebody who just talking.
The person who is shooting, that he says is shooting like this, was the person who he said was the shorter man.
You can't plead the fifth.
You seen that? She just showed it. Look at this.
Megan is outside the car. So even if she shot once into the car, if we want to go with that theory, it still is not the shot that would have hit.
How would you know?
The person outside the vehicle. The person who is shooting.
See how she waving her arm? She said Tory was waving his arm up in the air. So how did the what kind of shooting talents do Tory got if he was shooting in the air and the bullet came down and hit Meg versus the bullet that Kelsey shot? So apparently she got talents too. She shot down and go up. He shoot up, it go down right then and there. Anybody who's ever shot a weapon knows when you shoot it in the bullet in the air, it must come down, right? But it ain't coming down in 1 second. It's not going up and coming down in the same place that you shot it at. What the hell are they talking about?
That he says is shooting like this was the person who he said was the shorter man.
You can't plead the fifth. That's what the lawyer kept trying to tell Kelsey. That's what the DA was saying. What are you pleading the fifth for? when did you shoot the gun? Did you? We're not asking you questions about you. We asking you questions about somebody else. You can't plead the fifth to these questions. And she kept saying plead the fifth, and they explained to her that you can't plead the fifth. You got to answer some of these questions. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. You said that's somebody. She listened to me. She came in there with a lawyer, which when they asked her was her lawyer being paid, she said, "I don't know. I think so. I don't know."
Okay, wait. So now look at this person here. First of all, A1, somebody he and I've been.
And real quick, I was trying to find it. I couldn't find it, but I'm gonna probably, when I find it, I'll do another one. I seen they showed the police report that as soon as the situation happened and Kelsey went in, she asked for representation right then and there. But they ain't talking about that though. That was on the police report.
Going back and forth. He said, y'all wow with what he said 2 women fought. He said 2 women fought and then 2 men jumped on. So that means everybody was fighting. He said no, everybody was fighting. So still we back to the same thing. If
and then he said everybody got a car and they all started beating on one.
Everybody jumped. Exactly. Then this other person.
Now let me ask y'all, does that make any sense? Because it sounds more like, because this guy's like 75 or something. Is it 65, 70? I think it's 75. He up there. Like in the 70s, if I'm not mistaken. They jumped out the car and started beating on him and he thought they was going to throw in the pool, but they picked up and got in the car and said, come on, the police going. So it sounds like Meg was trying to fight back still. That's a horse, boy. She was bucking. And they were trying to get in the car. So it looked like they was fighting, but they were trying to get a car. So most likely, Kelsey was still trying to fight, and they had to, because he said the security guard had to violently pull them apart. That's right before Kelsey got the strap. It matters. It matters because you can't name all these facts and then say it don't matter. Y'all naming the stuff right there out of your own mouths why it matters. Who did what? You naming the motive, you naming the movements, you naming the actions, and then you're trying to say that does not matter. Damn, I'm appalled. I am appalled by these lying ass hypocrites. Damn. That's what I get for believing them like Dr. Umar Johnson, huh?
He says here that you're pointing in the air, but she got shot in the foot. See, this is my thing. This is not what happened. I'm shooting, I'm doing this. He said that the person was going like this.
Now, how you gonna pop somebody on the ground if they shooting in the air?
This is what he said. The person was going like this, which means and that's what I'm talking about, the lawyer guy. The lawyer guy specifically put his hand in the air and was like, oh, he was shooting all like this to try to make people believe that he was only shooting upward. But that is not what Sean Kelly said. Sean Kelly said that the person was shooting like this straight forward and he was shooting in everywhere. That's what he said. So people can say whatever they.
Damn, I can't believe this a lying motherfucker like this. Yeah, excuse me, I'm trying to light my shit. Hold on. That shit didn't work. I'll come back to that. So she's saying that he was shooting straight forward. So if that was the case, he was aiming straight forward. She a lying motherfucker. They say he was waving the gun all wildly and shooting in the air. That's what the report said. That's why I wish I could find it. I'm gonna try to see if I can find it while I'm doing this video. She said he was aiming straight forward. Then how come Meg didn't get shot in the abdomen or something, or in the chest or arm? How come the security guard didn't get popped? How come Kelsey didn't get popped? What? Y'all not making no sense. How was he waving straight forward and the bullet went down? Now, I know when you think you aiming, you may not aim the way because it's a certain eagle eye that you have to have when you aim with a weapon. Like, on the top of the barrel. It's a certain way you got to aim in and all that. But you literally have to point it down to shoot somebody in the foot. You don't aim it straight forward. Tory is not that damn short. Tory is not mini-me from damn Austin Powers, bro. And even then, mini-me would have still shot you in the leg or the kneecap or the thigh, not the ankle. Come on, man. Hold on, let me go to the chat real quick. This is crazy. GQ says, seems to me Mega Man and Kelsey lied on Tory because he was going to bug Cali. Hey, I think that's what it is. She took her side. I honestly think that's what it was. I think that Kelsey still kind of took Megan's side because she's mad at Tory. I can see that. That makes a lot of sense because remember, Megan the one that hyped up Kelsey because of Kylie. She was hating on her. So then when Tory explains, like, hold on a bit, I knocked you off. How you talking shit? Which I know some guys that done that before. Call them out. I think I called a woman out. Not saying I knocked somebody down that said that, but in a situation like, how you gonna talk, bro? I done did that before too. Come on, man.
Want to say and try to mix it up, but in the end, to your point, my son, the jurors are going with exactly what they heard.
Yo, are you still trying to lose weight with exercise alone? Guys, it ain't gonna happen without the right.
They're not going with the bloggers and what they say online. They're not listening to somebody that is purposely, intentionally firing this way. They are watching a man on the stand with his hand pointed out straight, shooting out of control. Because that's exactly what the man said. That he stretched his hand out straight, right? So,
oh my bad, y'all. I thought I was. I forgot I was on mute. The same way that they give reasonable doubt to Megan, they need to give it to Tory. You believe in her because she's the victim, all right, fine. But give reasonable doubt to Tory and says not guilty, and we seen all the other people like Amber Heard case with Johnny Depp, Trey Songz, Chris Brown, when they had to show out that these people were fake and lying on them. We need to give them reasonable doubt too. That's all I'm saying.
Out straight, and he starts shooting. What that means is whether he intentionally, which by the way, none of the charges was for an intentional shooting. He did not get found guilty of intentionally trying to shoot Megan. He got found guilty of reckless endangerment, basically, and it's different words for it, but it's pretty much reckless endangerment.
But the bottom line is and Kelsey needs to be charged with perjury. Kelsey intentionally went to that courtroom and lied on tape and lied in front of that audience and knew that she was lying. And they played her whole testimony, in which she gave an encore for 80, 90 minutes of her telling what happened. So none of y'all understood that.
So that's the only one thing I agree with them on. That's it. Partially. Because they need to find out if she's the one that actually popped her, because it's possible that this heifer walking around here, we got the real stepper, the big stepper, walking around here free.
Yeah, this is a fact. This is 100% facts. And there's more information that you'll probably be able to get soon, because somebody gonna get charged. That's the bottom line. She's definitely should get perjury charges.
And that's another thing. I see somebody on here saying that Milagro was in a hotel paid by Tory's dad. I don't know if that's true or not, but it brings up in my mind what I was about to tell you.
And I also seen somebody on there say that Tamika sounded like a Rock Nation plant. You didn't address that. Look. Ghost Leno said Meg lied. Then one person, 24K Marley, said, so Meg ain't lie on the stand too? Thank you. She lied on the stand. This is what we see with court cases, right? There's a lot of court cases where cats have, and people in general have done something wrong. And then since the witnesses don't show up, just like her security guard Justin didn't show up, and then lies be found out by the witnesses, they usually throw the case out. It's usually a hung jury. It should have been thrown out.
You about the lawyer guy. When the whole situation was going on with the glass in her foot, that's how I got involved with the whole situation in the first place and why I started paying attention. Because I was, I was concerned that people were saying that this woman had glass in her foot, and then a man was being said, they were saying he shot her, and it was too confusing. So I'm like, let me pay attention and see what actually happened here. And I quickly learned that it was not glass in her foot. It was actually bullet fragments. The lawyer guy was running around talking about breaking news, bombshell news, glass in Meg Thee Stallion's foot. The doctors at the hospital said it was glass in her foot. So I contacted him and was like, yo, bro, like, what are you doing? I hope you're not this bad at your job as a lawyer, that you're not reading all the documents. Because it was very clear that the first person who saw her he didn't even have the ability. This is the emergency room doctor who did not even have the ability to know exactly what was in her foot. He went by the story she told him and he wrote that on the paper. 2 or 3 pages later in the same report that was such a bombshell report, it says that when the surgeon got there, the surgeon looked at her foot and said, this is not glass, this is bullet fragments. And basically at that point, the situation, whether she was trying to stick with the glass story or not, it was a wrap. That wasn't gonna work.
All right, we see what she's saying. Now I want to show y'all. Oh, hold on. GQ said they'd rather ruin a man's life than to let him buck who he wants to buck. On top of that, Jay-Z was mad because Tory went buck with his label, so Jay-Z is a hoe and was cop blocking Tory. GQ also said, we all know you can't trust them light. Hey, hold on, GQ. I'm light skinned. Don't do that, man. Don't do me like that, bro. Come on now. He said that my son. She's lying. She knows she didn't contact the lawyer. Lying asshole. Man, dog, that's the shit. Check this out real quick. Hold on. I want to show y'all something. Let's go with actually what first came out. All right. Arrest on gun charge ends night out with Meg Thee Stallion. This is when it happened. This is when it came out. Now, it was the night of July 12th, 2020, but it came out afternoon. So it says update 5:22 p.m. We've learned police have listed Megan as a victim in the incident. She was taken to a hospital immediately. And after Tory was arrested and treated for wounds to her feet. Law enforcement sources also tell us 4 shell casings were recovered from the scene outside the home. Tory Lanez got busted after alleged argument outside a party led to cops finding a gun in his car, and Megan Thee Stallion was there too. This according to law enforcement. We learned police got a call of a disturbance outside of Hollywood Hills residence around 4:30 a.m. Sunday. When officers arrived, we're told witnesses reported people were arguing in an SUV before someone fired shots in the air. Before somebody fired shots in the air and the vehicle took off. Our law enforcement sources say cops got a description of the SUV located shortly afterward and found the rappers inside along with another woman. We're told Meg had a cut on her foot, believed to be from broken glass on the floor of the vehicle, and when cops searched it, they found a gun. Our sources say Lanez was taken to jail and booked for carrying a concealed weapon in a vehicle, a felony. It's interesting. Early on Saturday night, Megan and Tory appeared together on Instagram Live with Kylie Jenner, right there, at what appears to be a pool party at Kylie's Hills pad. The reported gunshots were allegedly fired several times. Fired several miles away in the Hollywood Hills neighborhood. We reached out to Tory and Megan. No word so far. That's what it said. I would say you brown skin JVJ. No, this op. This ain't JVJ. This op from the north. You don't see the name on the screen? Op from the north, 18. Hold on. Hold on, let me help you out real quick. Out from the North 18, GQ. this ain't JVJ. All right, you just own the JVJ. Let's talk with JVJ, but that's why you gotta subscribe to the JVJ Next Network. You know what I'm saying? But that's what was said in the first place. So let's go back to these lying ass hypocrites that's supposed to be leaders in our community. It's all good, GQ.
So I told him, and he's like, oh, okay, well, I didn't know that. I didn't see it, and we kind of go back and forth. So he read the documents, and then he corrected himself, but he still did it in a way that was like, oh, yeah, like trying to gloss over it. So I started paying attention to him. When I got to court, though, talking about this person who said that the Lord was that, which I don't know that that's true. Let's just say it is. Guess where all of the bloggers and the media people and the lawyers, PAs around the country studying the case, the ADA, all these people, guess where they were sitting? They were sitting in one section by themselves. Well, guess where Mr. Lawyer was sitting? With Tory's family. He was sitting among Tory's family on the other side of the court. So once I know,
and you were sitting on Megan's side. So we shouldn't believe Milagro Grounds, Mo Gagnon, Eddie Byron. Then guess who else we shouldn't believe? Tamika Mallory. We shouldn't believe you. I Am the Phenomenal Woman says they got it from Milagro, the transcripts. She was reading, like, they was writing this shit. Like, come on, man.
I saw that. I already know what it is. I understand what it is. And he should have just said that I support Tory Lanez, just like we said, we support Meg Thee Stallion. Hence the fact that we did not go every single day back and forth, giving our reporting on what was going on, because we support her, period.
Thank you. So we shouldn't believe y'all, period. Y'all some liars. Look at my son lying ass face.
So if you support Tory, don't try to make yourself seem like you're objective when you are not.
The bottom line is, those people was lying to y'all. And that's why y'all was looking, talking about this is innocent and there's a mistrial and all that, because you were not getting the facts of the case.
Everything that y'all just talked about, since y'all say it's facts, y'all ain't showing no proof. Y'all just talking too. But y'all believe Megan. Even when facts came out, everything that they said didn't make no sense. They talked about the guy waving in the air like you just don't care. I'm seeing a lot of people. It's more people believing Megan than Tory. But there's a lot of people questioning, which makes sense. That don't mean they avid Tory Lanez fans. It just didn't make sense. I was a huge Tupac fan. So when he got into that grape case, I was like, nah, I don't believe he did that. But then when the facts came out, I was like, I guess I'm right. Because of his character. But when they gave him sodomy versus grape, I was like, hold on. Forcefully grabbing the butt cheeks? When they did the grape kit that the police normally do after a grape case, they found no evidence of grape. And you gonna sit there and tell me that it was okay for the judge to give him time just because he got in trouble a few times? Really? Come on, y'all.
They was giving you sound bites. They were saying, oh, he said he saw a flash, a girl had a gun. You didn't hear whole testimony. Nobody was giving you the whole testimony of what the man said. Nobody was giving you so you could hear it in totality. They kept on, Kelsey went on the stand and she recanted her statement. She said, she laughed. She said, oh, nobody said dance bitch. That's all he reported. He didn't say, okay, there's a whole nother, they're listening to this. And in this part of the testimony, in her report to the police earlier, she gives a whole account of.
Oh, hold on. Let me go back to what he just said, because I'm about to show something. Hold on.
Support Tory. Don't try to make yourself seem like you're objective when you are not.
The bottom line is, those people was lying to y'all. And that's why y'all was looking, talking about this is innocent and there's a mistrial and all that, because you were not getting the facts of the case. They was giving you sound bites. They were saying, oh, he said he saw a flash, a girl had a gun. You didn't hear whole testimony. Nobody was giving you the whole testimony of what the man said. Nobody was giving you so you could hear it in totality. They kept on, Kelsey went on the stand and she recanted her statement. She said, she laughed. She said, nobody said dance, bitch. That's all he reported. He didn't say, okay, there's a whole nother, they're listening to this. And in this part of the testimony, in her report to the police earlier, she gives a whole account of Tory actually shooting and breaks it down and pretty much says the exact same thing that Meg says. There was two people.
All right, you see how he just said that, right? He didn't say he didn't say all that. He just said the one thing that, she said she lied. He didn't say this, he didn't say that about the what's called. Now, if this is the right one, this is what he's saying Mo Gagnet said. He's saying Mo didn't say anything about that. He only said one thing. All right, let's see what he said.
Oh my God. When we walked out of that courtroom just now, every single person was shocked. Every single person was frozen. A lot of people were looking at me like, bro, tell me what is going on. Kelsey took the stand before she even started talking. There were fireworks. This started with Kelsey coming in and saying she is invoking her Fifth Amendment right to remain silent and not testify. When someone invokes the Fifth Amendment, they have to be invoking it because if they were to testify, they would be giving testimony that incriminates themselves. She said, I will not testify because I would be giving testimony that I'm incriminating myself. That's what it means when she invoked the Fifth Amendment. Now, the government offered her immunity. They said that we will not prosecute you and use this testimony against you, so please testify. Her lawyer came back and said, well, that's not good enough. I don't want you to just not use her testimony against her. I want you to confirm to me that you will not prosecute her for any crimes arising out of this instance, out of this situation. The prosecutors said, yes, on the record, we will not be charging Kelsey for anything that came out of this incident. And then she testified. I'm going to go over the whole testimony in the next video, but here's the piece that we just left off at lunch. The courtroom is just, I can't even explain the tension. They asked her, at one point, did Tory ever say that I'll shoot you? And she said, I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment right, which suggests, they asked her, what's the context? When did he say I'm going to shoot you? She said, I invoked the Fifth, which suggests that the context was Kelsey was doing something. Perhaps Meg was also doing something that would incriminate her. That's the context. That's what I get from it. That's my opinion. That's my read of it. For those of you who have been telling me that I'm biased and that there's only one angle to this story and that a man pulled a gun and shot 5 times at another woman and that the prosecutors haven't charged him with attempted murder, but I'm biased. If you believe the story that a man pulled a gun and shot 5 times at another woman, he hasn't been charged with attempted murder, and now you have another woman in the car saying, I plead the Fifth.
Okay. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Now, let's go back to what Myson said, because there's the other video he's talking about. I'm going to show that too. But let's go back to what he said that he didn't say.
We support Meg Thee Stallion. Hence the fact that we did not go every single day back and forth, giving out reporting on what's going on, because we support her, period. So if you support Tory, don't try to make yourself seem like you're objective when you are not.
The bottom line is what people was lying to y'all. And that's why y'all was looking at this innocent, there's a mistrial and all that, because you were not getting the facts. It was giving you sound bites. It was saying, he said he saw a flash, a girl had a gun. You didn't hear whole testimony. Nobody was giving you the whole testimony of what the man said. Nobody was giving you so you could hear it in totality. They kept on, Kelsey went on the stand and she recanted her statement. She said, she laughed. She said, nobody said dance, bitch. That's all he reported. He didn't say, okay, there's a whole nother, they're listening to this. And in this part of the testimony, in her report to the police earlier, she gives a whole account of Tory actually shooting and breaks it down and pretty much says the exact same thing that Meg says. There was 2 people it was 3 people in the car.
All right, so he's saying he didn't give that statement, right? He's saying he lied to us. We can't believe that. Okay. Well, let's go to that actual video, because I did some on that video. He said he didn't say nothing else. If y'all haven't been over there to my channel, Out from the North 18, make sure
Yo,
you
what's
come
good,
over and
everybody? It's
subscribe.
your boy JT, opposite running on back with another one. Before I get started, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. So apparently, Kelsey messed up the whole lie that Megan was trying to tell. Now, it's going to be a little bit different of a situation now that she said what she said on the stand, but let's go ahead and get to it. This is by TMZ. Megan Thee Stallion ex-best friend Kelsey recants statements in wild court testimony. This happened today. Megan Thee Stallion's ex-best friend is the key witness to who all of a sudden doesn't seem to remember much about that night in question, which amounted to a wild day in court. Kelsey Nicole Harris, who was the other woman in the car with Tory Lanez and MTS during the 2020 shooting, caused fireworks Wednesday when she was called to the stand by the prosecution, almost immediately for asking immunity in the case and receiving it for her testimony. Despite this, Kelsey proved to be an incredibly difficult witness during direct examination, attempting to invoke her Fifth Amendment rights constantly and often asking the judge if she had to answer certain questions, hesitantly doing so when she did actually talk. What she definitely testified to Wednesday under oath was that she did not shoot Megan Thee Stallion, contradicting the defense theory that she could have pulled the trigger. Now, as far as who she says did the shooting is unclear. At one point, Kelsey did testify that Tory threatened to shoot her, but later on the stand, Kelsey seemed to backtrack, saying sworn statements she given investigators in the lead up to this trial weren't entirely truthful, despite being played back recordings of her saying just that back in September. Prosecutors clearly wanted her to point the finger at Tory, but so far, Kelsey has not done that, and it could have a disastrous impact on the prosecution's case. Of course, another way to look at this by a process of elimination, if Kelsey is denying doing the shooting, and with the driver never having been accused whatsoever, one could surmise this one only person left who could have fired the shots, Tory Lanez. Time will tell how this all impacts the jury, but so far, there's been a lot of confusion kicked up in just the 3 days of the trial so far, and it's not even close to over yet. So, looks like it's a bunch of BS going on, and thanks to Meg and her homegirl Kelsey, this is going to be some more BS. So, what's really annoying about it, everybody been sitting around trying to figure out what's going on.
All right, so I was reporting on it from what I got from the TMZ. Let me see, because the one I'm looking for, hold on, because he said Mo was lying. He never said anything else about what Kelsey said. So let me see if I can find the
We
right
have
one.
an interesting update. The jury has asked to see the full transcript of the Sean Kelly testimony. Now, as I recall the testimony, Sean Kelly, when the defense asked him, testified that there was a fight between the two women. The larger man came to...
Hold on, y'all give me a second.
Yo, what's up, man? Boy?
Because I want to see. I just seen they had 9 other ones. Hold on, y'all bear with me one
We
second.
do have an interesting update.
Because there was another one where he was talking about this. Hold on. Matter of fact, let me go back to it, because Kelsey never said this in the statement.
Still won't pick up that phone and call me. You still won't pick up that phone and call me. I will respect you more if you call me. I've expressed all my concerns to you directly. And you know what my issue is with you. I wasn't your enemy. You made me your enemy. We stopped fucking with each other, but I wasn't your enemy. You made me your enemy. I have every right to get on here and address this because you made a diss track for millions of people to hear, trying to humiliate me. And I'm not hurt by the comments. I'm not hurt by any of that. But when it's...
All right, hold on. Okay, I think I found the one I was looking for that I want to show y'all. Hold on. Because he said Kelsey never said nothing, right? Hold on, that's not it. He said he only told one thing.
Bombshell from this morning. Let me catch you up on the rest of Kelsey's testimony. They asked her, how are you feeling? She said, I don't want to be here. They asked her, what's triggering you? She said, quote, lies from Megan. She was asked, what lies? That I betrayed her, that I am a bad friend, that I took hush money. Was asked, how do you feel about the allegation that you shot Megan? She said, that's ridiculous. She was asked, how did you meet Tory Lanez? Me and Meg both met him at the same time at a Rock Nation brunch. She continued that after they met, Meg wanted to hook Tory up with Kelsey, that did happen, that Kelsey and Tory were engaged in an intimate relationship, that Kelsey got COVID, went back to Texas, and during the time she was back at Texas, having left LA.
Now remember, that came out over a year ago, right, guys? Y'all remember that? She got sick, went back to Texas, and that's when Megan swooped in and started messing with Tory. So I guess DJ Academics was lying about that too, huh?
Tory and Meg started getting it on. They talked about the night of the incident. They got to Kylie Jenner's house around 3 to 4 p.m. She was a great witness, by the way. She answered everything extremely knowledgeably, extremely truthfully. I believe every word she said. She never seemed like she was trying to hide something, except when she pled the fifth, of course. Now, she's clarified this was not a party. Those were just people hanging out. There was maybe 5 or 6 people before Tory got there. There was a lot of alcohol. She said at one point she did pass out. When she woke up, Tory was there. They were all in the pool. They were having fun. She confirmed a lot of the speculation. Tory was hooking up or trying to hook up, flirting with Kylie in the pool. Meg was very agitated, trying to leave with Tory. Tory did not want to leave. She contradicted Meg's testimony. Meg said, oh, I don't remember ever leaving once and then coming back. Kelsey testified they all got in the car. They left without Tory. As they were going, Meg is rambling, being just weird, and then says, oh, I forgot my slipper. Let's go back. They all go back to get her slipper. Then they grab Tory. Kelsey didn't go in at that point when they went back. But when they came out, Meg came out with Tory, and Meg said to Kelsey, bitch, Kylie told us it's time for us to go. Or Tory drops the bombshell that he had been hooking up with Meg. Kelsey did not know this. The first time she learned this is in that car. That's when the argument ensues. That's when just lots of arguing is going back and forth. The prosecutor really tried to pin it down and make it look like the argument was only between Tory and Meg, and Kelsey was adamant that nah, everybody was arguing with each other. It was a mess. She confirmed that Meg was dissing Tory's career, his skills as an artist. This stuff all crescendoed. The prosecutors asked her about, was there ever a threat made by Tory to shoot? She said yes. Prosecutor asked her, what's the context? She said, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right. You can only invoke your fifth if the testimony that you are compelled to give will incriminate you, meaning that the context around the threat, if Meg will not tell us, if Kelsey tells us, it would incriminate her. All right, you heard the...
See? So my son is a bold-faced liar. You see Mo right there. He gave testimony of what was going on. They picking and choosing which videos. He said partly, and then he gonna update in the next video, which he did. But they want to sit there and act like he didn't. All right, I ain't gonna show too much more. You know, they didn't already did a lot of lies. So
only 2 of those people gave.
Yeah, okay.
The other 2 people didn't give any statements. They didn't give you anything. So you think that your theory of something that happened when the person who was in the car that's being accused ain't give you no information, and the other person will give you no information. It didn't make sense. There was no reasonable doubt. There was no reason to
see how you said they didn't give no information. So there's no reasonable doubt. Somebody pleading the fifth, you say she should get time for perjury. Meg lied. She contradicted Meg's statement. Justin was supposed to show up. He didn't show up. Sean Kelly testimony contradicts Megan's testimony. She's a fucking liar. Kelsey's a liar. Just like GQ said earlier. They wanted to set Tory up because she was mad at him. She mad at him for smashing Megan, and she mad at him because he almost smashed Kylie Jenner. That's what happened. Come on, man. It's simple math. I'm almost done though, y'all.
That
Appreciate y'all being
Kelsey's
up with
first statement that she gave was a lie. When they looked at the communication between Kelsey and Meg were still communicating with each other afterwards. There was constant communication. Kelsey, you all right? Kelsey sent the whole text message to Meg talking about how he beat her and how she was feeling pain, should she go to the doctor and all this shit. This was a correspondence that they was having after. When they said that the police, when they came there, Kelsey was like, Meg, are you all right? You
Yeah, but then Meg gets on the stand and says that didn't happen. Come on, man.
good? They were still talking. This wasn't a conversation with people that was just finished fighting and getting beat up. This is why it never made sense to me. It never made sense to me. Maybe they had an argument in the car, but I don't see where nobody proved that there was a physical fight between them. Nobody proved that at all. There was nothing that was proven to that.
Here's what I'm saying.
Sean Kelly said the bitches were fighting. Sean Kelly said it. He said them hoes was out there fighting. Sean Kelly said them hoes was fighting. Sean Kelly said it. It came out they was fighting from Sean Kelly's statement that the police took from that same night. Sean Kelly said them hoes was fighting. Kelsey said they bumped into each other. They was fighting. So you gonna tell me y'all gonna take the statement from the witness that he seen Tori shooting in the air, Kelsey shooting in the car, and then omit the fact that he said they was fighting? Come on, man.
My last point on this whole thing is this right here.
DNA.
Right?
I'm
By the way,
explaining
people keep saying
DNA was inconclusive, meaning it could be yours, it could be somebody else's. We can't tell for sure. So if DNA is inconclusive and it doesn't belong to nobody, but we know that somebody used the gun and got shot, it's going to be proximity. It's going to be reason. It's going to say, okay, the gun was caught in his lap. He didn't say it's nobody else's gun. The gun is in between his legs, under his seat. He didn't tell us it's nobody else's gun. This woman said that she shot him. We got
just because it was his gun don't mean he shot her.
A testimony from
Possibly.
her saying she shot her.
See, and that's inconclusive too. Just because there's no statement on it doesn't mean that it was his. So when you said you didn't rob the cab driver, you took the time for your homie, should we believe you? Because you got jail time for it. I don't question.
The man on the camera saying he saw the man shooting wild. The gun was in his. It was in his. Everywhere you go, the gun was his. No, there was no other testimony that said he never had a gun. There's no testimony ever that said Tory didn't have a gun.
This guy, well, and the defense never says that he didn't. But this guy tell him he's been respectful
DNA
in our
on the weapon.
conversation.
That is a lie. That is a lie.
But listen, he asked this question. He said, why didn't...
He's going to say, okay, the gun was caught in his lap. He didn't say it's nobody else's gun. The gun is in between his legs, under his seat. He didn't tell us it's nobody else's gun. This woman said that she shot him. We got a testimony from her saying she shot her. We got the man on the...
No, Kelsey actually said she didn't see it.
Camera saying he...
Liar.
Saw the man shooting wild. The gun was in his... It was in his... Everywhere you go, the gun was his. No, there was no other testimony that said he never had a gun. There's no testimony ever that said Tory didn't have a gun.
This guy, well, and the defense never says that he didn't. But this guy tell him he's been respectful
DNA
in our
on the weapon.
conversation.
That is a lie.
No, you're lying.
That is a lie.
I can wait for these transcripts to come out.
But listen, he asked this question. He said, why didn't the prosecution call the eyewitness, right? That's the thing about the whole situation. The reason, to me, one of the reasons why is because his story was so all over the place. To me, half of what he said didn't even really make a lot of sense. So the fact that he's saying the shot was in the car, this and that, all of these different things that he's saying, it didn't make sense. And so when the defense calls him, they would take, it was a Hail Mary for them. They were hoping that his statement would confuse the jury.
The problem is that the story he's telling about the shot going off in the car can't help them, because you need the shot outside the car, and by the way, that's another thing. We sat there and listened. I sat in the courtroom and listened to the shots. There was not one pow in the car and then 3-4 shots, which the man says that happens outside the car. That's not what happened. It was 3 shots and then quickly 2 after, a little pause and then 2 after. So where's your one shot that this man is saying was in the car?
Okay, so now you don't want to take that part, but you'll take the other part. Come on, man. I ain't gonna keep going on this too much more. Y'all see what it is. If you haven't seen all the updates from Mo Gagnet, Lawyer for Workers, Milagro Graham, or DJ Academics, take some time out and go check out what they said. Because they're saying they didn't say that. They didn't give all the facts. They're lying. I just showed y'all a video of Mo Gagnet, Lawyer for Workers. He said all that. And then the defense got him about not making sense. But they're trying to act like he didn't. The defense did that. But you want to take when he said Tory was waving the thing all wild and he popped on the foot outside and she shot in the car while Megan was in the car trying to fight and kick. Man, like I said, nowadays we got to be careful about these so-called quote-unquote black leaders that got stuff to hide and trying to make a come up and using what they can to make money off of our pain. We have to be careful about that, y'all. We have to double check the story to see who's lying, who's telling the truth. Because they're not telling y'all to go look at the facts. They're telling you what they're saying is the facts, and they lying. They telling bare, bold-faced lies, man. So the hell with both of them. And I would never have a conversation with either one of them because they so biased. They're not going to listen. I can try to show them proof, and then they'll still, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter that Meg was sleeping with her homegirl friend on dudes. Doesn't matter that they had a fight. Doesn't matter that Kelsey was shooting in the car. You heard it. She said 3 shots, then a pause, then 2 shots, which is what Milagro Graham said. She said that. Mo Gagnet said that. They said that, but y'all lying and saying they didn't. Y'all just be careful out there, man, because they possibly sending an innocent man to jail. We can't overlook these facts, and we have to be careful about who gives us this information. If a person doesn't tell you to go look it up for yourself, if not at least showing receipts, always go look it up yourself. Never just blindly believe what somebody's saying, especially at the age a lot of us at, we adults. So we're not supposed to just believe anything. All right. So I'm about to go ahead and close out this video. I appreciate y'all being up with me. 3:36 a.m. Eastern time. I appreciate it. I didn't know nobody was gonna show up. I was just like, let me do this video. So for the replay, whoever watches, I appreciate you. I'm gonna put this video up again tomorrow, Lord's willing, or later today or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And again, I appreciate y'all. Every Sunday, my regular show is 8 p.m. Eastern time on the JVJ network. Also, you can see it on Facebook. So make sure y'all subscribe if you haven't yet. Make sure you go to my channel, Out Front and On 18. Make sure you subscribe over there. I appreciate y'all. And every once in a while, I'm going to just pop up, do shows like this when I got the time or feel like it. I might be tired. If I can, I will. So I appreciate y'all. As always, make sure y'all stay tuned, man. We're going to keep bringing this up. And once the transcripts come out, I'm definitely going to show that shit. We're going to see who the real liars is. So peace and love, y'all. Chill.
Bring forth life. Man plant the seed. Okay? So,
if you want, man, I remember I used to go out with I used to take an ugly chick out with me on purpose. Just to get other chicks.
A lot of these women choose men who are weaker or choose men who are fuckboys and then complain about the very same attributes.
Alpha male and all this dumb shit.
Saying you into doing something, you gotta be careful about that type of shit. Jay, what you writing over there? You trying to steal another idea? You stealing another idea? Tell the truth, ain't you?
Nah, I just came up with an idea.
It
It has nothing to do with that.